Oh my, somebody broke into my home. Somebody broke into my home and shot my wife.
Are they still in there?
I don't know.
Okay, what's the address?
932 Cunningham Court, Kid City, Ohio. Please hurry. Please hurry.
Okay.
My wife she's got 2 shots to her head. There's blood everywhere. Oh my God.
What is this world turning into when the most dangerous place you can be is in your own bed next to the person who promised to love you forever? Do we now need bodyguards to protect us from the people sitting across from us at dinner? From the person in our bed? From the one who stood at an altar and made a promise before God and everybody? Because if what happened to Ashley Flynn tells us anything, it's that sometimes the most dangerous person in your life is the one calling themselves your husband. If you're new here, welcome to Briz True Crime, the place where we don't just tell you what happened, we make sure you feel every single layer of it. Hit that subscribe button and leave a like. It genuinely helps more than you know. And to my Briz family who've been here from the beginning, I see you, I appreciate you, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You are the reason I keep showing up. Drop a comment and tell me where in the world you're watching from. This channel grows because of you. You know, there are moments in life that stop you completely, where you hear something and you just pause, and you think about the people in your own life, the ones you love, the ones you'd be devastated to lose. Ashley Flynn was somebody's person. She was somebody's mom, somebody's daughter, somebody's best friend, somebody's coach, somebody's teacher. And today, she is gone. But before we go anywhere near how this story ends, I need you to sit with me for a moment, because Ashley Flynn deserves more than a headline. She deserves more than a case number. She deserves for you to know exactly who she was before the world found out her name attached to a tragedy. So let's start from the beginning. Ashley Flynn was a Tip City girl, born and raised. And if you've never been to Tip City, Ohio, it's the kind of place where people actually know their neighbors, where kids ride bikes in the street and doors stay unlocked a little longer than they probably should. A town where roots run deep and community actually means something. Ashley had those roots. She went to Tippecanoe High School right there in her hometown. And when it was time to think about the next chapter, she chose Lee University, a private Christian university in Cleveland, Tennessee. She graduated in 2010. And I want you to understand something about that choice, because it wasn't just about a degree. For Ashley, faith wasn't something she performed on Sunday mornings and then set aside for the rest of the week. It was the foundation of everything she did, everything she chose, everyone she loved. Her faith was lived out quietly, in the classroom, on the volleyball court, in the way she showed up for people every single day without making a production of it. That's the kind of faith that actually changes things. She came back home to Tip City after university, and she poured herself into this community that raised her. She coached 7th grade girls volleyball at Tippecanoe Middle School. Now I want you to think about that for a second. 7th grade girls. If you have ever been a 7th grade girl, or if you have ever raised one, you know exactly how fragile that age is. You're not a little kid anymore, but you're not quite sure who you are yet. You're figuring out where you fit, whether you're good enough, whether people see you, and Ashley Flynn saw them. Every single one of them. She wasn't just teaching them how to serve and spike and set. She was showing them what it looks like when someone believes in you. And for some of those girls, that might have been the most important thing anyone ever gave them. Now let's talk about the man Ashley Flynn called her husband, Caleb Flynn. He grew up in Bram, Minnesota, a small town boy with a big voice and an even bigger sense of calling. He knew from early on that music wasn't just something he enjoyed, it was something he was built for. So he followed that calling all the way to Lee University, a private Christian university in Cleveland, Tennessee, the same university Ashley attended. Think about that for a moment. Two young people, same school, same faith, same world. That's where their story begins. Caleb built his entire identity around faith and music. He became a music pastor, standing before congregations every Sunday, leading people into worship, guiding them through one of the most intimate expressions of their faith. That's not just a job. That's a calling, a responsibility, a position of trust. And then in 2013, while still serving as a music pastor, Caleb Flynn walked onto the American Idol stage for season 12. And what he said in that interview, I absolutely love the Lord.
I love my wife more than anything. She is very, very pretty. I love her.
Millions of people watched that. Millions of people smiled at that because it felt real. It felt like a man who had genuinely figured out what mattered in life: God, family, music, in that order. And the world believed him. After Idol, Caleb eventually shifted careers. He became vice president of sales at Richard D. Smith & Sons, a family-run company supplying commercial flooring and worship seating. Even his career stayed close to the world of faith. And in the neighborhood, on that cul-de-sac on Cunningham Court, Caleb Flynn was everything a neighbor could want: present, polite, involved. Neighbors saw him outside regularly with his daughters, playing in the yard, walking the golden doodles, the kind of father who actually showed up. Their church, Christian Life Center in nearby Butler Township, was the heartbeat of the family's social world. The Flynns weren't just Sunday morning members. They were embedded in that community, serving, leading, giving, from every single angle. Caleb Flynn looked like a man who had everything figured out: a faith, a family, a purpose. But as we are about to find out, the life people see on the outside is not always the life being lived behind closed doors. Lee University, Cleveland, Tennessee, a Christian campus where young people come to grow their faith, find their purpose, and figure out who they're becoming. And somewhere on that campus, in a classroom, a chapel, a hallway, a worship rehearsal, Ashley and Caleb Flynn found each other. Two young people who loved God, who loved music, who believed that faith wasn't just a Sunday morning ritual, but the actual blueprint for how you build a life. They were made from the same cloth. And when you meet someone who sees the world the exact same way you do, who shares your values, your beliefs, your vision for what a family should look like, you hold on to that. They held on to each other. By 2013, when Caleb stood on that American Idol stage and told the world how much he loved his wife, they were already married, already building, already deep into the life they had chosen together. That American Idol moment was the public peak of their love story. Millions of strangers got a 30-second window into what Caleb and Ashley had, and what they saw looked like the real thing. A husband who couldn't talk about his dreams without first talking about his wife. A man whose face visibly softened the moment her name came up. People watching from their living rooms probably nudged whoever was sitting next to them and said, "Now that's what love looks like." They settled in Tip City, Ashley's hometown, her roots, the place where she knew every street and every face and every corner of the community that raised her. They built a home on Cunningham Court, a quiet cul-de-sac where neighbors actually knew each other, where families were close enough to wave from the driveway and close enough to notice when something felt off. And the Flynn home was full. Two daughters growing up with a volleyball net in the backyard and a basketball hoop in the driveway. Softballs tossed on slow afternoons. Two golden doodles running the yard like they owned every inch of it. Barbecues with neighbors on warm evenings. An active family, always outside, always present, always giving the impression of a household that was genuinely happy to be exactly where it was. Their church, Christian Life Center in Butler Township, was woven into everything. Not just Sundays. The Flynns were the kind of family that showed up, that served, that planted themselves deep into a faith community and grew roots there. From the outside looking in, the Flynn family looked like the dream. Two people who found each other young, who built something real on a foundation of shared faith and genuine love, who raised their daughters in a home full of laughter and light and the kind of ordinary beautiful moments that don't make the news, because nothing has gone wrong yet. But here is the truth about beautiful surfaces. They can hide almost anything. And underneath the barbecues and the golden doodles and the Sunday morning worship sets and the perfect cul-de-sac life, something was quietly rotting, something that Ashley Flynn may not have fully known about yet, something that, according to investigators, was already in motion.
Okay. I checked this over here, nothing else.
Okay.
Are in the bedroom over there, they're still asleep.
Okay, have you checked on them?
The 911, yes. Right now, no one else comes in here, period. No, every door. No one.
Okay.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God.
Okay, you want to sit down?
No.
Okay. Take a breath.
Is she gone?
Look at me. Look at me. Take a breath. Okay?
I can't.
Look at me. I need you to breathe, okay?
What do I do with my daughters? What do I do with my daughters?
Right now, I need you to breathe, okay? Are you able to tell me her information? Yeah? I know this is really difficult, okay?
Thank you.
What's your name? Caleb. I'm sorry, okay?
Dick with 230.
Ashley's dead. No, he's just Ashley's dead. She's dead. Someone broke in. She's dead.
Come on, honey.
You need a squad to look at you? That squad come just look at him.
The girls don't know. The girls are sleeping. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do either. I'm just I'm in shock. Yeah, I think maybe.
Do you want to sit down on the steps?
Do you have a blanket? Can we get him a blanket?
Yep.
First name, sir? Caleb.
Like my phone and everything. I'm gonna try to get everything processed with that we would need, and we'll see what we can do about as far as like getting it back to you as soon as possible. But unfortunately, in this situation, it's kind of standard for us to collect everything.
Kind of told you, so for touch DNA, if there's stuff left at the residence, this would eliminate you, like if the crime lab, they see it and are like, okay, no, this matches the homeowner, so we need, or it doesn't, so now we have this other profile, we got to try to find out who that is. So with these, it's real simple. It's sterile new packaging, so if you just open your mouth and then I just put it in and I swirl it around on your cheek a couple times. Thank you, sir. Have you ever been fingerprinted before? For jobs or anything? Sometimes do sporting events. Pretty easy process. Okay, so on these, this will be the left hand, and I'll help kind of get it in there, but it's just going to be touching down. So we're just going to get overall pictures. I'll just kind of direct you. If you could just raise your arms. Spin around for me. Same thing, raise your arms for me, please. And, face your right or left side, it doesn't matter. And are you able to take off your sweatshirt? Yep. Set that there. Please. Do you need his boxers?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'll let you want to ask starters. Yes. Actually, before you do that, I forgot one last thing. Could I get a picture at the bottom of your feet? Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Oh, okay. All right. I already got that now. All right. At this time, as soon as we get updates, as soon as we know something.
Where did you take her to?
What's that? She's still there. Okay. We don't move anything because at this time, once we have BCI come, it's kind of their scene. Okay, and then they will scour that house for everything.
Yeah.
Like it's real life CSI. And I don't mean to say it's exactly like that, but they have their own standards and there's things that I didn't even know they could.
Look at that face. Take a good long look. Because that is the face of a man who stood on a national television stage 12 years ago and told the world he loved his wife more than anything.
I love my wife more than anything. She is very, very pretty. Just, oof, I love her.
And that is the same face now staring back at a judge, charged with her murder. Caleb Carl Flynn, 39 years old, charged with 1 count of murder, 2 counts of felonious assault with a deadly weapon, 2 counts of tampering with evidence, 5 charges for the death of Ashley Flynn. The arraignment was held on Friday morning, February 20th. It was a video appearance. Caleb Flynn appearing on screen from inside the Miami County Jail. Judge Samuel Huffman presiding.
Mr. Flynn, you have several charges here. Count 1 is a murder charge, is a count felony of the first degree. Count 2 is 2 and 3 are both felonious assault charges, second degree felonies. Count 4 is tampering with evidence, a third degree felony. Mr. Volker.
Your Honor, Mr. Flynn would tender pleas of not guilty and would ask for this matter to be scheduled for a preliminary hearing. Mr. Flynn is residing in Tent City. He doesn't own a commercial flooring company. He is not on probation for community patrol. He has no other charges pending against him and has no criminal history. We would ask the court to establish reasonable bonds.
Mr. Flynn, we're going to set your case for a preliminary hearing for next week on February 26th at 1 p.m. You do have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford one, you can apply to the public defender's office and they'll determine if you're eligible for a court-appointed attorney. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the court with regards to a bond in this case?
I'm so sorry you cut out there.
Is there anything you'd like to tell the court with respect to bond in this case?
I don't really understand that. So
okay, so the court has to establish a bond, sir, to ensure that your appearance, okay? So the court will establish a bond, and you have the right to tell me, hey, I'm not a flight risk, I am a flight risk, or anything of that nature. Is there anything you would want to tell me about that?
Sir, I just want to take care of my daughters. I'm not at risk.
I understand. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, the court is going to order a $2 million blanket bond in this case, covering all of your charges. Should you post bond in this case, the court will order that you be on pretrial services electronically monitored house arrest. Furthermore, the court will order that you will have no contact whatsoever, directly or indirectly through a third party, with. You are not permitted to speak to them in any way, shape, or form. That includes electronic communications. You are not allowed to communicate through family members whatsoever. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. We're adjourned. Thank you, sir.
And at some point during that hearing, the judge asked Caleb Flynn a straightforward question. Are you a flight risk? And Caleb Flynn, the man accused of shooting his wife twice in the head while their daughters slept down the hall, looked at that judge and with tears in his eyes said, "Sir, I just want to take care of my daughters. I'm not a risk. I just want to take care of my daughters. I need you to feel the weight of those words, because on the surface, they sound like the words of a grieving father, a man whose world has collapsed, someone reaching for the one thing he has left." But here is what the court said in response. As a condition of his bond, Caleb Flynn was ordered to have absolutely no contact with his own daughters. The very daughters he just said he wanted to take care of. The very daughters who are now growing up without their mother. A judge looked at this case, at this man, at these charges, and said, these children need to be protected from their father. His bond was set at $2 million. His attorney, L. Patrick Mulligan, called that amount unnecessarily high and announced plans to seek a reduction. A. Mulligan also released a statement that I want to address fairly, because fairness matters even in the most heartbreaking of cases. He said, "We are both disappointed and concerned about the short timeline and seeming rush to judgment in this case." He argued that when investigators run out of leads and turn their focus to a surviving spouse, the risk of wrongful conviction increases. Those are words every defense attorney is entitled to say. That is how our justice system works. And Caleb Flynn, like every person accused of a crime in this country, is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. He pleaded not guilty. But here is what cannot be argued away. Ashley Flynn is gone. She was shot twice in the head in her own bed. Her daughters were carried out of their home in the middle of the night. And the man who shared that bed, who shared that home, who shared those daughters, is sitting in the Miami County Jail on a $2 million bond, waiting. And the preliminary hearing, originally scheduled for February 26th, was rescheduled to March 26th. Caleb's defense filed a time waiver, meaning they are in no rush to put this before a judge. As of right now, Caleb Flynn remains in the Miami County Jail, $2 million bond. His preliminary hearing is scheduled for March 26, 2026, where a judge will determine whether enough evidence exists to send this case to a grand jury. If that grand jury indicts and this moves to a full murder trial, we will be here every step of the way. Because Ashley Flynn's story does not end with an arrest. It ends with justice. At the beginning of this video, I asked you a question. I asked, what is this world turning into when the most dangerous place you can be is in your own bed, next to the person who promised to love you forever? And I meant every word of that, because we live in a world that teaches us to fear strangers. We lock our doors at night. We install Ring cameras on our porches. We teach our children not to talk to people they don't know. We do everything right. And nobody sits us down and warns us about the danger that already has a key to the house, the danger that already knows your name, the danger that stood at an altar in front of God and everybody and made a promise, The danger that sang worship songs on Sunday mornings and came home to a family that trusted him completely. This is the conversation nobody wants to have. About what happens inside marriages that look perfect from the outside. About what happens inside churches where trust runs deep and questions feel like betrayal. About what happens when the person who is supposed to be your safest place becomes the most dangerous person in your world. Ashley Flynn did not deserve what happened to her. Not even close. She was a good woman living a good life. And she was failed in the most devastating way possible by the one person who should have protected her above everyone else. And so before I go, I want to say something directly to Ashley. Ashley, I never met you, but I feel like I know you. I know you through the ribbons your community tied to lampposts in your honor. I know you through the 7th grade girls whose lives you changed on a volleyball court. I know you through the children you taught to understand that their lives had meaning and value. I know you through the neighbors who said you were full of light. I know you through your daughters who carry your eyes and your laugh and everything you poured into them in every single moment you had together. You deserved more time. You deserved to see your girls grow up. You deserved to celebrate that 38th birthday properly. In this world, this community, those daughters are less without you in it. We see you, Ashley. We say your name, and we will keep saying it. If you are watching this and you did not know Ashley Flynn personally, leave her name in the comments. Just her name, Ashley Flynn. Let her family scroll through and see that strangers across the world know who she was, that she mattered beyond Tip City, that her story reached people she never got the chance to meet. And if you are new to Briz True Crime, this is what we do here. We don't just tell you what happened. We make sure you feel every single layer of it. Subscribe so you never miss what comes next. Leave a like. It helps more than you know. And drop a comment telling me where in the world you are watching from tonight.